You want to know what teased me off? I mean, besides Mexican food, flatulence, and small breasts on fat women. No, I'm not going to complain about Earth mothers who don't shave their legs and walk around in bikinis with their Belgian waffle thighs. And it's not the years of waste and corruption that's led us into our present economic sewer. And it's not the fat cats that robbed us blind and got rich that we're now bailing out with billions of our hard-earned tax dollars. It's not even them that make me want to puke. It's us. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I blame you. I also blame myself. Just not as much. I mean, when was the last time you got off your fat backside and really complained about something? I mean, when did you call or write a congressman? See, that's what they count on. That we're content to sit at home, watching the stupid tubes, sucking down port rinds and beers while it's all happening. Am I getting through to you? Well, then stop picking your noses and do something. Make some noise. Take them off. Do to them before they do to you.
When Marconi invented the radio, his intentions were noble, utilitarian, pure. He never foresaw big bands or Bob Hope or rock and roll. And he certainly never, even in his most clairvoyant moments, ever suspected anything like shock radio. A voyeur's delight, an exhibitionist paradise where faceless strangers tell intimate details, expose hidden fears before an audience of thousands. Disembodied souls and disembodied voices searching to make contact, to touch without touching. A voice in the night.
I came home about noon. The place was so quiet, so cold and empty, and
then that's when you call the police.
her eyes were open. They're staring at me as if she was hoping I could help her. And there was so much blood.
We could do this later.
Oh, thank you, but I need to work through it.
Can you think of anyone who would have wanted to kill Carol?
No.
Anyone she had had a fight with recently? Any long-standing enemies?
No. You kidding, Carol? Everybody loved her. She was the best. It's funny.
What?
I work in radio.
Yeah, I know.
And in a few days, I'm going national. We had worked for that for years. We were going to get married. Going to have it all. And now,
I'm sorry. Sergeant Lorenzo?
Okay, what do we got?
Can you excuse me for just a minute?
Sure. Hey, Rita, what do we got?
Well, the victim's name was Carol Wells. She was Caucasian, age 32. The perp entered. He greeted her with 2 in the heart.
Anything taken?
No, just her life. We got some uniforms checking out the area.
Who's he?
It's Jack Feldman.
The radio host?
Yeah, in the flesh.
What's his story?
Well, he's the one that found her. The lady was his living love.
Got an alibi?
Yeah, he was on the air. He does his show live. Why do I get a feeling that you're not a fan?
Man's a pig. Shouldn't be allowed on the air.
So now you're doing away with the First Amendment?
Got a mouth like a sewer and a heart to match. I wouldn't put anything past him.
Oh, I get it. So free speech only for things that Chris Lorenzo wants to hear.
When I was in Vice a couple of years ago, there was this prostitute named Charlene that'd been badly beaten and raped. She took 150 stitches in the face from some guy with a can opener. And Feldman, that son of a bitch, he found out about it. And he called her in the hospital, and he put her on the air. He tore her apart. He made her feel like she was just small, like the whole thing had been her fault. And he kept asking her if she'd had an orgasm while she was being beaten, while her face was being sliced. That man will do or say anything for ratings.
At the time of the murder, he was broadcasting a show to thousands of people, so unless he has an evil clone, I recommend that we look elsewhere.
Ugh, I still don't like him.
Tell you what, I'll stay on filming, okay?
Okay, that's good. That'll give me a chance to go and see Melissa. She and Jack work at the same station, so I'll ask her questions about his girlfriend. What are you smiling at?
You
Why?
don't need an excuse. If you want to go see her, you go see her.
I know I don't need an excuse. What am I, 15 years old?
No, it's more like 16.
Oh, so that would be post-pubescent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Just remember, we only go around once. It's not your mother or your husband that you have to make happy. It's you. Now, I know that you've heard this before, but this is the first day of the rest of your life. Use it well. See you tomorrow. You're clear, Melissa.
WOCS, AM and FM, the radio of the 90s. Li Peng, attempting to avoid another feud between Beijing and Moscow, says that he believes Boris Yeltsin still adheres to socialism despite political and economic
Oh, it's nice to see you. Let me look at you. You look great.
Thanks. What are you doing here?
Working, you know. Hey, how well do you know Jack Feldman?
Mr. Nice Guy? Well enough, why?
Well, somebody broke into his house early this morning and killed his girlfriend.
Carol? Who? How?
I don't know who, but it was a handgun close range.
This is awful. Where was Jack?
He was on the air.
You listened to a show?
No, hell no, not a chance. I don't know why people do.
Because he shocks them. He tantalizes people. He's abusive and rude, but he's very relevant.
wipe off your shoe.
Ooh, you really don't like him.
It's me.
No. It's me.
It is you.
Just like old times.
Yeah.
I have to take this call.
Right. I'll call you. Okay.
Yeah, call me in the morning.
Problem is, we coddle the damn criminals. It's not like we don't know who they are.
So why don't you tell me then?
Well, they're not real Americans, and that's for damn sure.
No. What you mean is that they're not the white-bread, uneducated, racist, bigoted, impotent fascists like you are. You're probably one of these people that has to stick a sock in his bathing suit. Listen, people, I appreciate the sympathy here, but let's not forget the Bill of Rights, okay? Listen, I gotta take a commercial break right now, but don't you go anywhere. And remember, we go national in 3 days.
Claire. Fashion Place, the one-stop shop for men.
You said to meet you at 9 o'clock?
No, that's all right. I figured you'd get a kick out of seeing it all happen here.
Well, actually, I did have a few more questions that I wanted to ask you.
Hey, to you, I am an open book.
Nice line.
Maybe, but it's still the truth. It's just the way I am. Even as a kid, my least favorite game was hide and seek.
Really? And what was your favorite?
I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Sorry. Sometimes I forget I'm not talking to the fans here. It's an occupational hazard.
Jack,
Why don't we do this when you're finished?
5.
Yeah, good idea. Commercial's over anyway. Back to the mines. All right, this is Jack, and I'm back. Who's this?
Hi, Jack. It's Helen. I want you.
Today, Helen, I got a headache, all right?
She's dead, isn't she?
You mean Carol? Yes, she is.
I'm glad.
What was that?
She couldn't make you happy. I can.
This is not funny.
I love you, Jack.
Look, Helen, you call a couple of times a week, we do a little phone sex thing on the air, we have a few laughs.
Come to me. I need you.
Look, you are one sick puppy, Helen. I am in mourning. Do you know what that means?
It means we can finally be together.
I cannot get into this, babe, not even for the ratings. I see a shrink, Helen. You need it. Well, I'm gonna go puke for a few minutes, folks. Why don't you check out these tunes for a while, and I'll be back.
Okay, you're clear.
Can you believe her?
How long has she been calling you?
I don't know, 2, maybe 3 months.
You have any idea where she lives?
Oh, why don't you ask Billy, my engineer? He might know. You don't think that she might have...
We'll check her out. Thanks for your time.
Sure. So how long have you and your partner been having this problem?
About 5 months.
You ever thought about using a sexual aid, sensual toys, kitchen appliances? How about a garden weed? Maybe a weed whacker?
He wants to tie me up.
Before or after he puts the bag over the air?
My name's Robert. Who's Jack?
Get out.
What?
Get out.
What did I do?
If you don't leave, I'm calling the police.
Why?
Get out.
All right. I'm leaving.
So how was it seeing Melissa again? Did the coals of romance still burn?
Give me a break, Sam. She and Jack Feldman work at the same station. It was strictly business.
I'll try and keep it that way as long as I'm in the room, Sam.
Yeah, Helen used to call me from time to time when I was working the graveyard shift. Oh, she was a sad, lonely woman. Obviously delusional, but I don't think that she was capable of anything like this.
Based on what?
Past history. I mean, Jack's not the only radio personality she's ever had a thing for. Before him, it was Danny, the late-night guy, and when she used to call me, she'd swear that she was my sister. Hello?
I got Helen on 4.
It's Jack. Helen's on line 4.
Tell him we're on our way.
Tell them to keep her talking. I'll run the trace.
Hold her.
All right.
Now, can you repeat what you just said?
I said I did it for you, Jack. I've proved my love.
What did you do for me, Helen?
I told you.
Tell me again.
I killed her.
Who'd you kill?
You know.
Who did you kill, Helen?
I killed Carol, Jack. Now can we be together?
Miss McCabe?
Sounds like someone's here.
Yeah. Miss McCabe? Miss McCabe?
Yes.
I'm Sergeant Lorenzo. This is my partner, Sergeant Lance. You are Helen McCabe?
That's right. Is there something I can help you with?
Yes. Jack sent us. We want you to come with us.
This is a joke, right?
No. No. Jack said you called him about Carol.
What do you know about Carol?
Maybe you should call your attorney, Miss McCabe.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to him.
Did you call Jack Feldman about Carol's death?
Why didn't he come himself?
Why don't we take you to him?
I said I wasn't talking to you. What did he say? Does he really want to see me?
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, Jack, he's a busy man. You know, doesn't have time for everybody.
I know. His fans, they make things so difficult. I read all the papers. I just want us to be together.
Is that why you killed her? For Jack?
It was the only way.
You have the right to remain silent.
You really are with the police. I thought there'd be TV reporters.
There will be. They'll meet us downtown.
With Jack?
Yeah, with Jack. Come on, Miss McCabe.
So where's Jack?
Where'd you hide the gun?
With my lipstick. I never remember where I put anything.
What kind of gun was it?
I love your shoes.
Excuse me?
I think I like them better in red. Nice shoes, nice legs. No wonder he likes you. You're very well put together.
Just answer the question.
I was only trying to be nice.
You want to be nice, just tell us the truth.
When can I go home? I don't like it here.
Why did you kill her?
She deserved to die. Everybody knew that.
How did you do it?
I've been thinking about getting my breasts done. Would you like it if they were larger?
Enough. Did you kill Carol Wells?
I don't have to tell you anything.
Answer the question.
I can't.
Why?
Because it'll spoil everything.
What? What will it spoil?
You know.
No, we don't. Why don't you tell us?
Jack won't love me anymore.
Because you didn't really kill her, did you?
Leave me alone.
Did you kill Carol Wells? You did kill her.
But don't tell him. Please. Don't tell Jack.
No, what kind of question is you didn't kill her, did you?
Well, she didn't.
Come on, Sam, you know, what is this? Is this some kind of woman's thing? How do you know?
Because the woman is emotionally disturbed.
So what? I mean, since when do only sane people commit murders? Lorenzo. Uh-huh. Okay. Barbara Dunham, Rockwell Place, thanks. Seems a friend of the departed called in, has a few things she'd like to tell us.
Good. Good. Listen, why don't you take that? I'm gonna go see if I can set up an appointment with Thelma later on today.
Okay.
Call me.
I'll call you. I'm Sergeant Lorenzo.
Can I get you something, Detective? Some melons, perhaps?
What?
Fruit.
No.
Maybe you'd like to hand Cindy a robe. Cindy will break for 10 minutes, and then I'll need your assistance for another couple of hours. Thanks a lot.
Nice studio.
Thank you.
I understand you and Carol Wells were good friends.
That's right. Terrible thing. We were good buds for a lot of years. Had a lot of great times before she hitched up with that arrogant toad.
Another Jack Feldman fan.
I told her from the start he was no good. 3 weeks after they moved in together, the guy tried to get in my pants.
You tell her about it?
She just laughed and said he was just fooling around. Believe me, I know the difference between fooling around and fooling around. She finally caught him in bed with somebody else a couple of weeks ago. He said he couldn't help himself. He liked sleeping with strangers. She was destroyed. She cried and screamed. Jack said he wanted her out of his life.
Nice guy.
Real prince. 7 years she wasted on him. He was nothing when they first met. She went to Henry Marston.
Henry Marston, the palimony attorney?
She was going to get half of everything they had, plus a part of the new network deal. Too bad that crazy lady killed her. Would have cost Jack a fortune.
You've been a big help, thanks. And that's a nice piece of work. It's a little fuller, but it's nice.
So are you and Carol happy?
Of course we were happy. We loved each other. I mean, sure, Carol and I had our problems, but, we were working on them.
So what kind of problems?
Nothing major. I mean, maybe I wasn't always the most attentive guy in the world. Maybe I was just too wrapped up in my business and my needs or my job. She wanted to do therapy. I knew I should have, but...
What?
I was afraid. See, my mind is my act. I can't have somebody messing with that. It's pretty stupid, huh?
Did you know that Carol was seeing a lawyer about a palimony suit?
No. My Carol?
You weren't planning on leaving her?
No. Who told you that?
Barbara Dunham.
Oh, well, I should have known, man. She's lying.
Jack.
No, the woman came on to me years ago and I told her to get lost.
We checked it out with her lawyer.
I don't believe it. I loved her more than my life. Hey, what the hell's going on here anyway? You have your killer.
Yeah, well, we don't have much to hold her on.
What are you talking about? You heard her confess.
She recanted her confession.
Oh, so now you come sniffing around me, huh? What did I do? I mean, what did I do? I rattled some big shot's cage somewhere? Oh, Jack's got too big a mouth. We can't let him go Nash, you know? Shoot, he might let people know what's really going on. Might let them know that we're robbing them blind.
You don't really believe that, do you?
The hell I don't. And in the future, if you want to talk to me, do it through my lawyer.
Hi, Jack. Oh, I didn't want you to see me like this. But I knew you'd come. I just knew you would.
You said it was important.
Do I look beautiful, Jack?
Absolutely.
Why did you call me and ask me to come down here today, Helen?
Everyone thinks I'm lying about us, Jack. I told them you couldn't talk about us because of her, but she's dead now, so you can tell them.
Tell them what?
Don't tease me, Jack. I want the whole world to know that we're lovers.
Is that why you killed Carol? Because you thought I'd want to be with you if she was gone?
Of course, but you know that. I want you to talk about us on your show, Jack. I did my part.
You killed Carol.
Yes, why do you keep saying that?
The police told me you said you didn't do it.
I told them not to tell. I killed her! I killed her! I killed her! There, is that good enough for you? Now you can tell them all that we're lovers. They'll have to believe me, Jack. Tell them you love me.
Of you. You vile, murdering bitch. Everything about you makes me want to gag. You disgust me.
Don't say that. I don't. I'm beautiful. Every man wants me.
When you get out of prison, you're gonna be so old and fat and ugly that my dog wouldn't even want you.
No. You love me, Jack. You love me. Okay, let's go. Jack. Jack.
I talked to Melissa. She's going to take Helen out as a patient.
Oh, so why the sudden change of heart?
Well, you know, I got to thinking about what you said, Sam. You know, about knowing women like her. And in high school, there was this girl named Norma. See, every guy on the football team had her. I mean, she wasn't even human. She was like this thing. And we all called her Norma the Nympho. But see, that wasn't it. She was just lonely, you know? She wanted people to like her. Man. She wanted me to like her.
No. There may be hope for you yet, Lorenzo.
Think so?
Yeah. Hey, Donovan.
I'm busy. What is it?
We want you to cut Helen loose. We don't have anything on her.
What?
I mean, you talked to the woman. She needs help.
So do a lot of people who commit murder.
Look, George, we gotta release her, all right? We put her picture up all over town. Nobody identified her. We don't have a murder weapon.
Plus, all we have is a confession that she gave before we Miranda'd her, which she later recanted.
All right, let her walk. Just make sure she doesn't go anywhere. I can just see the headlines now. DA releases confessed murderer.
He said yes. Think she'll see Melissa?
I don't know. If underneath all those layers of denial, insecurity, and guilt, she wants to get better, then she will. If not, she... Oh, God.
Lord! We were the only ones. You know, Rita, she's gonna feel guilty about this. She must have gotten caught up at the courthouse.
I guess Helen didn't have many friends.
Try any friends. Not one friend came to see her. I want to know how somebody gets like that.
Baby steps. One step at a time. See, the first few steps you take, you feel like you're hardly moving. And then one day you discover that you've gotten so far away from where you started that you just can't get back.
You're so lost you take your own life.
Well, that's the part that doesn't fit.
What doesn't make sense? How, what, people like Helen don't commit suicide?
People like Helen are looking for attention and affection. They don't want to kill themselves. They just want to make you think that they might.
But the fact is she did.
Yeah, but the question is why?
Maybe she was hoping someone would rescue her.
Listen, I gotta be back at the station by 2. Can I drop you somewhere?
Yeah, cop shop would be good.
All I have to say, my friends, is ding dong, the witch is dead. And no thanks to the Palm Beach PD and a daring duo of Chris Lorenzo and Rita Lee Lance. I mean, you talk about your boobs. These two couldn't grab their behinds with both hands.
I mean, could you believe they wanted to let her go? And do you know why? Because after a day in the slammer, she changed her mind and said she didn't do it. Well, surprise, surprise.
Well, I went down and saw her the day of her demise and taped a little bit of our conversation. And I just want to play it for you. You killed Carol.
Yes, why do you keep saying that?
Police told me you said you didn't do it.
I told them not to tell me. I killed her! I killed her! I killed her! And is that good enough for you?
It's good enough for me. I'll bet it's good enough for every person on this planet, except 2 dunce cops.
Are you listening, Chris and Rita? This one's for you.
This one's over, guys. The killer not only confessed, she executed herself. Let's move on. Heard Feldman on the radio today. He's killing us.
Perfection. He killed Helen just as sure as he killed Carol Wells. He got into that jail cell, got into her head, and started pushing her buttons, caused her so much pain she had to kill herself.
Yeah, I know what he did, but he didn't break any laws. You have no other evidence, no suspects.
And this is a high-profile case during an election year, and the DA wants to save his overfed butt.
I see him in 5 minutes. I'll tell him you said so. Right now, I want you out of my face.
He's not walking away from this.
No, what do you call it? If he walked any faster, it would be a trot.
No, not Donovan. I'm talking about Jack Feldman.
Look, no, I know the guy has been lying through his teeth, but he was on the radio.
Maybe he hired somebody.
No, if it was a pro, it would be 1 shot behind the ear with a .22. No, this was too sloppy. I mean, it's got to be someone else. So why don't you go home, get a life, get some sleep, and we'll see if we can figure something out in the morning, okay?
Thousands of people heard him on the radio, Sam. Only one person saw him. It's Engineer Billy.
No, I already talked to him, Chris.
I'll go and talk to him again.
You know the only thing stupider than a cop? 2 of them. I mean, they're too dumb to make decent money, so they take it out on the rest of it.
Yeah, Jack, it's a little salty sometimes.
What can I do for you?
You worked for Jack a long time?
Yeah, more than 10 years. Started on 1,000 water up in Tulsa.
You save all of his shows?
Well, I make compilations of the best stuff. We bank and use it as fill dirt sometimes when Jack doesn't want to take calls. So listen, what did you want?
You and Jack are going national, huh? It's a big move. He taking you along for the ride?
Yeah, he's taking me with him. It's always been me and Jack. We're a team.
Success through to murder is a long drop down a dark hole. You ready to make that ride with him?
Look, I don't know what you're talking about. Jack didn't do anything.
You know what Jack did. So do I. You might want to think about changing teams, Billy.
Hello?
Hey, Sam, it's me. You in bed?
Yeah, where most sane people are at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, well, we were saying we wouldn't be cops, right? Listen, I've been up all night trying to figure this puzzle out, and I'm still coming up a couple of pieces short.
Oh, you're short a bunch of pieces.
Well, what the hell are you talking about, and why do we have to talk about it now?
Well, I'll tell you about it when I see you, which should be as soon as you can get your little buns in gear and over to the radio station. This game is going into overtime.
My little buns are nice and toasty right where they are. You better have a damn good reason for dragging me out into the cold, gray dawn.
I do. Trust me.
Well, I have to. You're my partner.
It's a big, fat, wet one for you, Sam. What's the time, Sam?
33 minutes.
You gotta be kidding me.
No, 33 minutes.
Maybe if I drove faster, I could get it.
No, it's a little after dawn now. I mean, at 7:30, the rush hour traffic would be worse. Plus, we didn't allow enough time for him to get to the broadcast booth.
He did it. I'm telling you, Jack did it. He and his engineer, Billy, are holding hands on this. Right? He wasn't broadcasting live that morning. It was a tape that Billy put together, and while it was playing, he went back to his apartment, he killed Carol, and he made it back here. He somehow made it back here in time to get on for the news.
But he did the news live at 8 o'clock. I took his last live call 30 minutes earlier. We gave him 30 minutes. It's not enough time.
Did I scare you, Detective Lorenzo? I'm so sorry. What a Beauty and the Beast want from me today.
Oh, how about a confession?
You know, if you guys don't make it as detectives, you can always be comedians.
You're not gonna get away with this.
You sound like a bad movie. Hey, you know, I got an idea. Tomorrow, when I go national, I'm gonna institute the Bozo of the Day Award. And I'm gonna give it to the biggest fool I can find. And I'm gonna call it the Lorenzo. It's got a nice ring to it, don't you
Come on,
think?
let's go.
No matter how long it takes me, I'm gonna nail you.
What, are you threatening me, Detective?
No, he's
Right,
not.
I am.
You harass my engineer? You show up here now? What is this, your personal vendetta? Or are you doing it under orders?
You killed him. You know it, and I know it.
All I know is that you are a corrupt, incompetent boob. And you know, I hear you're quite a ladies' man, Detective.
Look, just shut up, Jack, for your own good. Come on, Chris, let's...
You know, Helen was a little crazy, but she sure had some good body, didn't she? Did you do her, Lorenzo? Huh? I bet you do this little piece a couple of times a week, huh? Does he satisfy you, baby? Does he make you scream and call his name over and over? What does she like best, huh? I bet
I am gonna nail you. I don't care how
Chris,
long it takes. I'm gonna nail
He
you.
is not worth it. You're a cop.
You just bought yourself a brutality suit, cop. Have a nice day.
What are you so ticked about? Well, Rita, I did it for you. He was insulting your honor.
Since when do I need you to fight my battles for me? If I thought he needed shoving, I would have shoved him. Feldman's gonna sue us. This is just great.
Would you?
But what?
You know, scream and call my name over and over again if we did it.
Lovely. You two guys have done yourselves proud. I just got a call from the city attorney, who just had a call from Jack Feldman's attorney. Did you really shove him against a car?
Guilty.
Officially, I am shocked and outraged by your behavior. Unofficially, I wish I would have kicked him right in the center.
Hey, thanks, George.
But you missed your shot. He's getting a restraining order against you. It should be coming down in a couple of minutes. You better get your statements rehearsed. There's going to be an investigation into your conduct. And let me remind you, since you seem to have forgotten, this case is closed.
Like hell it is.
Chris, all that Jack is asking for is a public apology, and he'll drop the lawsuit.
I don't care. I'm not gonna do it. That son of a bitch. The only reason he wants me to apologize on the radio is so that he can make a fool out of me in front of a national audience.
What choice do you have?
I don't know. But I'll be damned if I'm gonna let him use me to get ratings.
He's not going to let this go, Chris.
Neither am I. There's gotta be something. There's gotta be something. Melissa, is there anything you haven't told me about him?
No.
When's the last time you saw him before the murder?
I guess a day earlier.
And what happened then?
Nothing. We just said hello and we passed each other in the hall.
What about before that?
2 days earlier.
What happened then?
It was raining and he asked me for a ride home.
Why'd he do that?
Because he rode his motorcycle to work. He didn't want to get wet.
You said motorcycle.
Yeah?
Chris. Motorcycle.
What? What? What is it?
Thank you, Melissa.
Well, if it isn't Palm Beach's finest. Let me guess now. You're either disobeying a court order, in which case your behinds are going to end up in a cell, or you come here to grovel. Either way, it's going to be a great day.
We'll just have to wait and see, Jack.
Ah, suspense! I love it. You guys kill me.
No, we haven't yet, Jack, but we sure would like to.
A bold attempt at humor in the face of humiliation. I like that. Well, if you excuse me, I have a national show to do. Oh, just tell my engineer when you're ready to go on. I'll try to be gentle.
We'll see, Jack. We'll see. You ready, Sam?
Hello, America. This is Jack Feldman broadcasting in 86 markets and 26 states. And if you don't love me yet, don't worry, you will. Today we have a very special show for you with some very special surprise guests. And the big hands on the floor, and you're listening to Jack Feldman, champion of America's A and O, the orally deprived and the orally depraved. I eat bigots for breakfast, lunatics for lunch, and deviants for dinner. I am an equal opportunity offender. And for those of you just tuning in, where the hell you been? You want to ride with Jack Feldman, show up on time. At least you won't miss the best time I'll have all week, and possibly for the rest of my life. In a few short moments, 2 Palm Beach cops are going to publicly kiss my rosy red cheeks so I don't sue their law. So stay tuned. You wouldn't want to miss the fun now, would you? You want to talk to me? Hey, pick up the phone. suggestions for those fatheads on Capitol Hill that are being paid by us taxpayers and doing absolutely zilch to resolve our country's budgetary woes. Folks, you know, there's a vast source of untapped revenue out there, and it's called, you know what it's called. It's the world's oldest profession, and hey, it's not being taxed. I say decriminalize it. Well, they taxed everything else. Why not legalize prostitution and tax the hell out of it? That way, every time little Homer gets a piece, he's also doing his bit to reduce the national debt.
You're despicable and obscene.
Yeah, but you still listen, don't you?
It's my first and last time.
Want to bet? Okay, listen. Before you go, would you do one more thing for me?
What's that?
Would you come down to the studio and let me see you naked?
You're a pain.
Well, folks, remember that special treat I told you about? It's time. This is for everybody who's ever been hassled by a cop. Right here in our studio, we have those two detectives I was talking about. Have a seat, guys. Say hello. Come on, don't be shy.
Hello.
Now that was the beautiful but otherwise Hitler-esque female part of the dynamic duo, Rita Lee Lance.
Hello.
And that is the abusive Neanderthal I spoke of. The guy can't chew gum and walk a beat at the same time, but because he carries a gun and because he hides behind a badge, thinks he can assault anybody at any time. You know the type. They're all in the news, and this guy's one of the worst. Well, fella, as they say, these times they are a-changin', and I believe it's the end of an era of abuse. For no one, Mr. Detective, is above the law. Wouldn't you agree with that, Detective Lorenzo?
I would, yes.
Now, I believe you have something to say to me.
I do. You're under arrest for the murder of Carol Wells.
Don't kid a kidder, Detective. I'll take that apology now.
Oh, I don't think so, Jack.
See, these guys will never learn. It's all part of harassment. See, they want to keep the truth off the radio. They know I couldn't have killed anybody because I was broadcasting at the time.
Your voice was on the air, but you weren't. You were back at your apartment killing Carol Wells while your engineer played a half an hour of Jack's best to fill the gap.
Fascinating theory. But you know, one problem with it would seem obvious, even to a couple of dim bulbs like you and Rita. You can't get from the studio to my house in half an hour. Now, you tried it. How long did it take you?
33 minutes.
33 minutes. Well, don't look now, Mr. Genius, but it would seem your theory has a major hole in it.
Hole big enough to drive a motorcycle through.
Oh, Jack, oh, buddy. Do you by chance own a motorcycle? Well, I'll take that for a yes. Now, Chris, how long did it take you this morning to drive through traffic to Jack's house and back on a motorcycle?
Maybe 27 minutes.
27 minutes.
What's the matter, Jack? You look a little pale.
You can't prove any of this.
Wrong, Jack. You had motive. Now, Carol was going to sue you for half of everything. Now, we already discussed opportunity. But guess what? The janitor here, he's going to testify that he saw you riding your motorcycle out of the radio station, around 7:30 the morning of the murder.
Yeah, and I suppose this was the helmet I was wearing, huh? The one that covers my face completely with a tinted visor? Because that's all the janitor saw, a man on a motorcycle with a helmet. Because I was here broadcasting. You ask my engineer.
As a matter of fact, Jack, I think that's what those two officers are doing right now.
Now, which category would you like to take, Chris?
I'll take full confessions for 200. Party's over, Jack. Curtain's coming down. Fat lady is starting to sing. Say goodbye, Jack. Feldman's being held over for trial, murder one.
You know what seems so strange?
What?
Someone like Feldman, he puts himself up on a pedestal. He passes judgment. Everybody listens.
Yeah, champion of free speech. What a joke.
Right.
You know what really scares me? You know how they always say that radio waves get beamed out into space and they just keep going? I keep thinking that maybe on some far distant star there's this little green man with a head like a plumber's helper that's tuning into Jack Feldman and thinking that he's speaking for the whole human race.
You're one disturbed human being.
Yeah, you're damn right I am. I mean, what if he believes him? You know what? Don't you ever, in the rest of your life, stick a donut in my face again.
Wait, you didn't like that?
No.
Would you like some pizza instead?